It's Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450 KBKW, and it's time now for another edition of the Insider Report with Everett Hughes. Good morning, Everett.
And we be ready, Doug.
Okay, well, anything interesting going on? Anything interesting happening? What?
You know what? It was by accident.
Okay.
I was with a buddy yesterday, and we went home after church, and he fed me on his deck overlooking Hood Canal. And then he brought out, and we watched the football game, and doggone it. But anyhow,
it was a good game, though.
It was an excellent game,
yes.
But it was a good game. But anyway, he brought out this letter from the IRS. And the IRS said, well, we want you to fill out a change of address form, and we want you to fill out another 4506. Now, a 4506 is what a lender makes you sign as they're considering giving you a loan. Because a 4506, when you signed it and given it to the lender, you have authorized that lender to access your transcript information with the IRS. And, of course, everybody thinks that, well, I've already given them the tax returns. What more do they want? Well, Doug, here's what they want. They don't believe you.
Well, then why give them your tax returns? Why don't they just go for the 4609 or whatever the hell it is and do it that way?
Because people would object right from the beginning. They would object.
Okay.
I did loans for 8 years. People did object. If you just request tax returns, no problem. And then in the pile of stuff that you sign that you're not paying attention to, you sign the 4506.
It's sneaky.
It's sneaky. You sign it, and they verify it, because what the lender wants to see is, okay, this is what you told us you sent the IRS. We want to see if that's really what you sent the IRS. So, I mean, trust but verify is what they're doing to everybody.
Okay.
But here's what the lender did on the 4506. They didn't put down his address. They put down the address of the property location. So when all this got back to the IRS, that address did not match the taxpayer's address of record with the IRS. It didn't match because he's using a P.O. box as his official address of record. So I guess I'm saying all this so when you go to get a loan, make sure, because the lender doesn't.
Now, is it just on car loans, too, or just house loans?
House loan. Well, I don't know. Anytime anybody wants anyone to sign a 4506,
okay,
it doesn't matter. I don't know how often they're using it anymore.
So look for 4506 on that thing, on what you're signing in.
Well, that's right. It will say that, and you'll look at it. But make sure that the address on the 4506 that the lender wants you to sign is the same address as the address on your tax return.
Okay.
Which is something I'm thinking the lending institution should have been looking at, but they didn't. And so now this fellow had to run up a bill at the tax accountants. I didn't charge him because he's been a client for years, but I just sent him back. We were watching the game, and I just sent him back to his lender and told him to have his lender fix the problem and do it over again. But I thought, you know what, that's something that we need to talk about on the Insider Report. 4506 must have the same address.
All right, and of course, this is something that people need to be very aware of when they're signing all this paperwork for a loan, because in this case, how much of a delay in getting the loan is this going to cause?
Oh, weeks.
Oh, wow,
weeks. Because the lender's not going to grant the loan until they have verified that what you told them on the copies of the tax returns is actually what the IRS received.
Even if it's their fault, they screwed this up.
Absolutely. Because after all, it's their money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's sad that it had to go this route, because especially if it's a situation where they might lose the loan or somebody else might buy whatever he's trying to buy out from underneath them. Or
no,
whatever.
It's his house. He's just refinancing.
Oh, he's
house.
refinancing.
But you know what,
his house.
Doug? You brought up a good example of something that could happen.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that till then. Well, we're going to have to wrap things up because we're out of time, but you have a good week, and if you need to get a hold of Everett, give him a call, 533-4131, or go to the website.
EverettHughes.com.